Our next guest has weighed the promise of a digitally connected world and found it wanting. He observes that for many, the hopes of a connection to a global community has actually left us in gnawing isolation. His work as a consultant with leading-edge companies has led him to insights that are changing the way they do business. But tonight he shares these with us. Please welcome Eric Termuende.
I want to show you guys something. This is my new phone. I just got a text from my brother. Thank you, Joel. And this new phone, of course, doesn't matter the model, doesn't matter the company that built it. We do know that it was very expensive, right? Because all new smartphones are very expensive. And while it is a phone, we do recognize that I'm a millennial, and I'll probably never use the phone itself. I'll probably just text and screen the calls that come in. And so when we do see that these phones are new and they're expensive, we often talk about the cost of these devices. What we don't talk about, though, is the cost of using these devices. And in early economics, we learn that the opportunity cost of something is the loss of potential gain from an alternative when the other alternative is chosen. So for example, if I'm on my phone texting, what am I missing right in front of me? And so when we talk about these phones, again, we talk about the cool things that we do. If we ask any of my friends about the animojis that I'll send them with talking pandas and monkeys and cats, we talk about the conversation-killing debates when we can Google something. We talk about the ability to find the answer to anything at any time right in our fingertips. The answers are right there. And this has all happened in the past 10 years. 10 years ago, the first iPhone came out. 10 years ago, life as we knew it fundamentally changed, right? We could have the ability to Google anything. We had calculators, cameras, we had internet. We had all of these things right at our fingertips. We didn't have to be tied to a desk. We didn't have to do the QWERTY or the 1 to 9 keyboard where we type, one button 3 times to get to the letter K. Things changed, right? And so when I started to realize this honeymoon phase of technology that I think we've got in, I think we don't really realize the implications of it. But if you're as keen and observant as I am, and you walk down the street from time to time, you see heads are down, hands are up. If you're on the bus or the C bus or the Canada line, you'll see headphones in, eyes down. Actually, in a study of 3 million drivers last year, 88% of them were reported to be using their phone at some point in time. This is incredible stuff. This has fundamentally changed our lives. And so this has happened in such a recent time. And so I took it upon myself to really understand how much are people using these phones? How much are we actually on our devices? And while the results varied quite significantly, on average, we're using our phones 3.5 hours a day. 53 days a year, over 12 years of our life, on our phone, staring at our screen, wondering what's on here that's not out here. What are we missing? That's a significant chunk of time. And I wondered, too, if that's the amount of time that we're on our phone, what are the health implications of this? What does that mean? Aside from what we're missing, aside from parenting where kids are on iPads at the dinner table, where we're crushing debate and crushing conversation because we can Google something, where teens and people, even my age, maybe even myself, we're texting people that aren't even at the dinner table with us. I think this is a problem. I think actually we're more alone than we've ever been before. Statistically, the number of people who are reported to be lonely have quadrupled in the last 4 decades. When Americans were asked how many true confidants they had, people they could go to when they were struggling, people they could trust with anything, the most common response was 0. And the number of people who reported 0 had tripled in recent decades. Last year, a Harvard Business Review article came out that said we are more lonely than we've ever been before. Upwards of 40% of corporate America are reporting to be lonely. We don't belong anymore. This has significant health implications. The cost of being lonely is the equivalent of smoking 15 cigarettes a day. This is real stuff, and it's at our fingertips. And we've got the opportunity to fix it. Just last week, my roommate came up to me, and he sat me down. He said, I want to acknowledge you for the work that you're doing. I've never been sat down and acknowledged before. That was incredible. And so I said, okay, let me try this too. How does this feel? And sat him down and acknowledged him for the work that he was doing. And the impact that had on us was profound. We even hugged it out after. It was nice.